Yo, what is up, boys and girls? The Mirko. Welcome back to another Mir recap. I'm here with the same lineup as the first 2 weeks recap we did. Still with Cheffihn here, still with the GEEK FAM jersey. I'm here with the Season 13 BTR jersey, by the way, because we're going to talk about the pattern. Fnatic ONIC jersey for Mr. Gonie. That was when they choked, by the way, Season 13. That was when they lost to GEEK FAM with that jersey, I believe, right? So, hey, we're all going through the throwbacks. Why are we all... That's actually crazy that we all brought in Season 13 jerseys, by the way. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about because week 3, we didn't make a Mir recap, so we're going on to also talk about the last 2 weeks, not just week 4. But how you doing? Gonie, how you doing, brother man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. And ONIC seems like they are still also untouchable, so thank you very much. I don't know about Cheffihn, though. He's on my right.
Oh, man. Cheffihn?
Yeah. Well, Mobile Legends-wise and team-wise, not really looking too good, but thankfully I got a lot of game time in Silksong. Still try to finish it.
All right. So, yeah, shout outs to everybody who's playing Hollow Knight, right? Silksong. Go check it out. But, yeah, all right, let's just move on to the first topic here, which is going to be a bit, on the nose. The best team in the world, brothers, are number 2 currently. They haven't lost since week number 2. Hey, I'll start things off by saying, guys, best team in the world here, right? They've been the best team in the world since Season 7 for Mirko, in Mirko's eyes. Even when they choked, they're Mirko's best team in the world. But this season is giving me a lot of, obviously good vibes, but I can't help but remember the good vibes we had in Season 13. That's why I decided to wear this jersey too. We were really good. Actually, I think we were a bit more consistent in Season 13 than here. Super good, super amazing, great drafts, great plays, really good system that Cheffihn brought that is now in RRQ. BTR have their own system, which is, I think, safer this time around in terms of how they can transition to playoffs. Because the style that they are playing with isn't a style that requires you to be fully disciplined. It's not a style that requires you to do everything the right way. They have a plan in the grand scheme of things, but then it's kind of like, we got the players to pull it off. So at the end, it's up to you guys. It's up to the players. And I think that was what stopped BTR in Season 13 in the playoffs. They had a very clean and cut system that when they brought it to the playoffs, when they got nervous, when, obviously things aren't the same as, usual scrims or usual regular season matches, they can't pull it off because they need to be perfect. They need to pull it off the way it has to be really good composure for them to pull it off. So that's what I think about BTR right now. And obviously they are amazing. Shogun is great. What an addition, by the way. I thought this season, every season BTR seems to have a problem, we can always, point fingers at the scapegoats, but there is always a problem usually. So I thought this season, I'm like, oh fuck, is it going to be Shogun? I trust him, just like I trust all BTR players, but at the start, I was like, oh no, especially after losing to NAVI. Shogun has proved, I think, everybody's doubts wrong, dude. This guy he's elite, man. I wouldn't say world class yet, but he's elite in MLBB Indonesia. Really good on the show, really good on every single hero, super, super clutch. The rest of the team, too. I think what differentiates this BTR to the previous ones is just that they are clutch. Usually, BTR are the opposite of clutch. They're systemized, they do well early, and then they fall, they choke.
Yeah.
What do you think? Who wants to go first? BTR.
I think I can go first here, Mr. Cheffman and BIGETRONN. I think now they are more polished, more technically more. If we compare it to the first week, second week, I think now they have finally found their balance, their chemistry. Practically is what I'm trying to say. I think they have that now. And Shogun, with his Cho performance, I think it adds a lot to their quality. Because then now, okay, the EXP, BIGETRONN, they have versatility, right? Shogun can definitely play on the playmakers as well, which can be a problem to a lot of the teams right now.
To ONIC?
Not to GEEK, maybe, right? and Loki, I think the internal English casters, when we saw Bigetron RRQ, we were leaning towards Bigetron in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Not saying that it is fully convinced, but it's just RRQ, not with their balance, not finding their balance just yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On the opposite side, I think Bigetron with their wins, especially their last couple of wins, I believe, well, they showed that hey, Nile finally given those assassin type of plays and Finn not forced onto that boxes, and then Shogun
Yeah.
can definitely play the playmakers. Okay, Bigetron, I think they have a lot of chances or increase their odds against RRQ, which they won 3 games, by the way.
Yeah.
It wasn't
2-1.
it wasn't a clear win. Sorry, 2-1. By the way, it wasn't a clear win. But hey, Bigetron, I think they are on the right track now. Question is, I mean, playoffs is still quite a journey. I think we're heading to week 5. There's
Yeah.
week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9.
So like 2.
Big question is, Bigetron, can they maintain this sort of quality? I think
Yeah.
that is what, of course, I personally am like, hey, is this team good? Because I believe 2 weeks ago I mentioned that hey, Bigetron and ONIC can definitely, if Bigetron can stay disciplined, if
Yeah.
Bigetron can rep
Amen.
the Endo flag and rock the M7 stage. You know what I'm saying? Haha.
All right, Cheffihn, what do you think about BTR, best team in the world?
I'm not sure that this topic is necessary to talk about, man. But yeah, BTR. I think Gonie brought up a good point about consistency and maintaining the class that they have currently after week number 2, which is the opposite of GEEK FAM. And I feel like BIGETRONN right now, it feels like, I'm sorry to say this, like I mean this as a compliment, it's like a Walmart ONIC. I'm not joking. Like
Yeah.
they really, you know, rely on these players, micro, even though the macro side is getting better and better ever since Airpang and Bomb came in. The draft is getting better too.
Yes. Great.
So yeah, the identity is there. It's just like I thought this team will be one of those teams that have like maybe like a sewer level floor, but sky level ceiling. But what happened, man? Ever since week number 2, we've never seen the floor. What the
Yeah.
hell is this? Like this is not BTR Alpha that we're used to seeing. So yeah, I like what I see from BTR here. Obviously, coming into the season 2, I kind of have a lot of doubt. I think most of the fans too as well, from Finn and also from Shogun, because these two are quite unproven compared to the
Yeah.
guys like Niall, Eman, and also Moreno. But ever since week 2 and forward, even the last week, Shogun, I think he should have been player of the week, at least for me. Maybe that's the XP
Agreed.
bias.
Agreed, though.
Finn, he made a lot of good sets, man. I really
Yes.
like the stuff that I see
Badang.
from Finn. The Badang, yeah. And if it works out with Badang, like just stick with Badang. Like nothing, just don't go back to Baksha again.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think right now that's the thing that I have like a problem with right now. Well, not really a problem with, but like I can see a lot of teams maybe exploiting Rome. Finn has only done well on the Badang, Hyloses, Gatot, and then Kaleas, right? Like not even the Kaleas actually this season, which is interesting because last season I remember him being a pretty good Kalea. This season on Cho and Kalea, it's not really been the best, and that's why every time you see Cho, you're like, oh fuck, is this a Shogun game, right? I just hope it's not as predictable later on, because at least for the first, like, a lot of teams were still thinking, okay, when they pick up Cho, it's not going Shogun, right? But now it's kind of like, it will go Shogun. There's no other way it'll go. So again, the readability of the draft. Cloudy, hello. Where was I? Cloudy made me this cat, man. Wait.
The Cho.
The Cho. Yeah. Okay. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the patch, the consistency thing. The patch just dropped, guys, and I honestly think it's a big patch. This patch, in a way, should favor brawly teams. So, okay. I will disagree with the Walmart ONIC part, just because I think there's another team that is literally Walmart ONIC. Same style and all.
Are we talking about GEEK FAM?
Well, no. Well, I think we're done with BTR then. Walmart ONIC. Let's see who Walmart ONIC is, because I'm going to move on to the next topic and I'm going to go for Walmart ONIC since we're on that topic. Walmart ONIC, same style, same color, same coach from before that built that lineup. Navi. I think Navi are literally Walmart ONIC in the way they play. And again, this is not to insult on Navi. This is actually to compliment them because they're looking really good and they are bringing a lot of the same principles that ONIC had back in the day, that ONIC kind of still have today. It's just a bit different, right? And the fact that the mastermind behind the lineup, behind the success as well, is Aldo, the guy who built Sans Keyboy back in Boots CW lineup before Kyrie, and then after Kyrie as well. He got Kyrie season 10. It's cool. It's cool to see because the way that they play, it's very ONIC. Like they're coming in clutch, they make calls, and they are just able to play the composition with awareness. That's what ONIC do best in Indonesia. Like in the Philippines, I think most of the teams do this. But what makes Indo team special in Indo are the fact, for me, Navi and ONIC, the fact that they understand what they need to do with their composition. And BTR, comes in there too. But I think Navi is just a better example of Walmart ONIC because they're super aware, dude. And you got to see it against ONIC themselves. It looked like they were up against a copy. That's why they had a better performance against ONIC versus against RRQ. This was the same as like a season 9 ONIC versus RRQ, if you guys remember. RRQ are just really, really good. They have that early game pressure. When they get the early game, it's cooked. Navi haven't adapted to the RRQ style, but Navi going up against ONIC, they're like, wait, this is just us, Like we know how these guys play. It's kind of like just, all right, who's more clutch? Who comes in and does things a little bit better? Because at that point, it was literally just marginal errors here and there. Unfortunately for Navi, it was also the experience that killed them. Game 1 against ONIC should have been a win. They got an evolved lore. They had a front-to-back composition. But Keyboy, as usual, did Keyboy things. Got 2 people, and those 2 people were the biggest, 2 people you want to catch in a front-to-back composition. It was a Granger and a Farsa. Wait, was it Granger? I think it was Granger, right? It was Shive and Ukir, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so experience is what differentiates these 2 lineups, but that's why all the way from the start, I think when we saw Endori Ukir, we were like, all right, we're seeing a super high skill ceiling from this team already. Cheffihn, you wanna continue?
There's really not much to talk about. Like after you mentioned a lot of things about Navi, what I really like is the improvement, obviously, and Afro. I think he's getting better and better ever since the season starts. The Khalid game was actually really, really good. I don't really believe that Khalid game, man, against Gatot Kacha, against this kind of composition. I had some doubts, but apparently it works, and they beat ONIC. It's just the small mistakes that made an elite team is the next improvement for Navi. Even that that flank from Keyboy, like you could see that from a mile away. I know that Andoryu and also Ukir, I believe, was checking the bushes in the back line for a while, but they took their eye off for a moment and got punished. Like I think that should have been a bit more. They should have been a bit more careful because that's literally the leap towards an elite team.
Gonie?
I do believe. I think it's been a while that we saw that the ONIC trio mid was losing, especially early game, and Navi showed that, hey, I think all 3 games, if not a couple of games from that series, the trio mid being Sans, Keyboy, and Kai, they were under. They were under basically, from map control, perhaps from farm as well, and it was because Coach Aldo and Navi, and I think Navi definitely, if they are able to maintain this sort of quality, I think they are surely going to playoffs, I think.
Yep. We called it here too, by the way, on the mirror recap. And before the mirror recap, I said with Endori Ukir, this is a guaranteed team to make it to playoffs. They like the players. Again, last season drafts were already really good. So the fact that they have the same drafter. By the way, shout out to Navi for keeping Aldo, because I don't think a lot of teams would keep someone who went 0-16, but they still stuck to it. They saw the vision, and I'm very happy that the vision finally gets to be realized. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is a very interesting one, because GEEK FAM and TLID, since the changes of rosters, since the change of the org as well, TLID from Aura, it looked like they're just stable. They wouldn't fall to the lows that they had in the past. But we find them in Season 7 category again. Like, they're bottom 2. It's Aura with 0 wins, and it's GEEK FAM who have a win, who look promising, but are just not doing well. It's so weird, because history tends to repeat itself. That's why we do study history. But I didn't expect it this soon. I expected it maybe after Beloy is gone. Maybe when Weedy, Aran, and Yeski are not in the lineup anymore. It's strange to see that they still have these components, dude. For GEEK FAM, for me, GEEK FAM is the weirder one. Like TLID, okay, they lost Aaron, Fabian, sure. Those are the two big guys in the past with Witty. I think that really changed everything. But GEEK FAM have everything that made them strong last season. I predicted them to be number 2 in the regular season, and they're not doing well. So I think we hand it over to the GEEK FAM guy first to talk about GEEK FAM.
I'm not sure, man. I feel like, in a win against Dewa United in the first game, I don't know what made me think that way, but I feel like I'm eating rice with nothing on it, like eating bagel without a cheese or something like that. It feels stale. Even though, am I lagging?
No, you're good.
Am I lagging? Okay.
You're good.
It feels like even though Makeit's got 4K gold lead against the opposing jungler, the win feels bland. There's no brilliancy that was displayed by the whole team. And I gotta say, Kanziski, man, that was a really bad match for him against maybe. He got gap in the lane maybe 2 games in a row, in game 2 and game number 3. He was helpless, and that forced a lot of stuff from GEEK FAM to adjust. Beloy had to go there, which means that on the other side of the map, it becomes a much easier game for Cars. I feel like the whole team is just underperforming, and the disconnect is just very, very evident, which makes me feel like, again, I don't want to repeat what I said in last season. Last season, I said that, this GEEK FAM, after this loss, I didn't see anything from it. That's literally what I'm feeling right now. To the point where I don't think it might be salvageable. But again, this is GEEK FAM we're talking about, and you said there are patterns for a reason, and I would love to believe that it would be happening again this season. Very ironic, but
coming from the guy who always disagrees with there is no pattern.
Hey, I disagree, but I would love for it to happen.
Yeah.
I disagree that Indonesia is the better region than Philippines, but we know what the reality is. I wish Indonesia would win.
Absolutely. Three of us Indonesians, we believe that, we believe that in the deepest of our hearts, that cope is still there, So all the Filipinos, we're better than you. Maybe in the future, or at least in our hearts. But okay, I think this is where I'm gonna have to talk about, because I've always been a firm believer in Beloy. I never doubt the guy. It doesn't matter how bad they do in first 2 weeks. I'm always like, fuck, it's so bad. It looks so dog shit, but it's Beloy, right? But this season, I can't really be too optimistic, because for the sole reason that this lineup already clicked. This lineup, by all means, should work, They've had time. Yeah. If this was a new lineup again, if they go through the same roster shuffle that they've always done from season 10 all the way to season 16, for season 15, I'll be like, all right, sure. Then there'll always just be that slump, right? You can't be number 1 all at the top. You can't even be consistent with those changes. But they have stuck with the same lineup. They have not changed anything. So the only change that I saw was Dora to head coach. And this is something I brought up to Cheffihn. And this is more of just us assuming. This is not us pointing fingers. But Bluffsy, when he was head coach, it looked a bit better. Now, I don't know if Dora has been the guy making calls anyways. It's kind of like an Adi and Fiel type of thing, where Fiel became head coach and Adi was still drafting in the back. It was just him having the title so that, they don't use Adi as a scapegoat back in season 9. But yeah, it's I think it's the same thing right now. I don't know if it's actually because of the swap in head coach, if Bluffsy is actually the one drafting before and now it's Dora. But this is the thing that I already spotted early too for you guys. I remember you guys being in the mirror recap too. I don't like the drafts, and I don't think it was experimental. I think at that point they were getting desperate. They're like, "Fuck, we're not winning." You know, like we got to try something, and that's why they tried something out of the meta. Because there's no way as a team that is this with a lineup like this, with all the time that you've had, with an amazing week one, you would go and experiment right away. You want to get a few more wins, you know, like stay consistent, make it look good, and then maybe against the lower tier teams. Let's go again. Let's pick the Estes up. Let's pick the Florin up. Those heroes again. But it just seems like at week 2 they were at a point where like, holy shit, it's not working for us. What the fuck do we do? You know, and that fucked them up. This is why I'm not a fan of experimenting in the regular season, because for a lot of teams, maybe like ONIC, it works. They experiment a lot back in the day, and they get a lot of value from it because they're like, okay, we're able to read from it, we're able to learn from it. But then teams that are less experienced, they just lose momentum straight out. That's why I'm not a fan of the whole experiment thing. It really depends on the players. But in Indonesia, especially where mental is very easy to lose, I hate it even more. And I think that is one of the big problems. Yes, everything that Cheffihn mentioned, I agree with as well. The disconnect is definitely there. It looks very plain. I agree. I was face palming the whole time to Cheffihn in the match against them. I kept on looking at him and being like, what the fuck are they doing? Because they were getting, oh my lord, that was a game. That was a game of MLBB that I just want to forget, especially if I'm wearing a GEEK FAM jersey, you know? Gonie, you have anything to add?
I think additions, yeah. I think I'm quite, I don't know. I feel like I'm disappointed at myself because I expected GEEK FAM to do better. But then, you know, but yeah, I think GEEK FAM, it's tough because I also expected them to do good this season. I think a lot of us were expecting GEEK FAM to at least be runner-up or top 3, you know, at this stage especially. But I think with this GEEK FAM slump, I think it opens the field up, you know. I think it really opens up who will go to M7, yada yada yada, if GEEK FAM don't recover though. Because, you know, I think it's so again, both GEEK FAM and TLID, I think we need to study their downfall, especially after 4 weeks of game time. They're the TLID's 07. Last year they won the championship. Runner up of M6, by the way, and then they are just really struggling right now. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but you know, not my team. You know, not really my problem per se. Just gotta say, Cheffihn, I'm sorry for you. Sorry for your performance, or your team's performance rather.
So, Gonie, what do you think about TLID? What's wrong with them, right? Because that's the next thing we're going to be talking about. What is we've already spoken about this, you know, week 2 me recap, but Cheffihn, you wants to say something about TLID, yeah?
No. I thought I was lagging.
Oh, okay. No, all right. So, Gonie,
Wait a second.
thoughts right now about TLID?
You know, I think it's more. I don't want to say anything, but I think, again, I'm assuming, guys. All right, so chill the fuck down. I think it's just internal. I think it's they're having a lot of internal problems. You know, I think hence the shakeups. You know, we saw a couple of, you know, we de-swapped out. They're trying. You know, at least they're trying, but to no avail. You know, I think they are still 0-7. I don't think they have clicked just yet. You know, they're still identifying their issues internally, and hopefully, you know, for the cavalry's sake, they bounce back. I think TLID, I don't know, I honestly think that Kabuki isn't the right fit in this current patch. You know, I don't think.
You think he's the problem?
I'm not saying that he's the problem, but I'm not saying that he's the reliable. He's the reliable gold laner you want. Or reliable marksman in your gold rate you want in your gold lane right now. But hey, who am I, you know? But again, I don't think Kabuki, you know, if you compare, you know, we've got maybe Kenzie, the gold laners. We don't want to touch on ONIC. There's Toy, GEEK FAM, Kenzie.
Don't forget the best.
Kabuki. Come on. Again, I don't want to touch the ONIC, the BTRs in that gold lane.
Okay.
But I think Kabuki either needs to step up, or I think TLID needs to make a move on that goal laner part ASAP if they want to,
Ooh,
if they want to
Wow.
make changes. I think
that's drastic.
significantly. If they want significant change, they need
Okay.
to make a significant
Okay.
move.
For TLID, at least for me, I think they really like identity. The reason why they were so good in season 14 and how easy was Saint Lucas for him to be able to draft for his children is the identity is there. You play through Fabian or Aaron Shiki Harith or maybe like Aaron Shiki Granger or Fabian just Usling, Alpha, Nolan, whatever he wanted to, plus a healer in Weedy, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's literally it. That's the
Yep.
winning formula for Team Liquid ID for the longest time. And right now they don't have those players, which really makes the job even harder for St. Lucas and also Team Liquid ID.
Fair enough.
My second point would be, I don't know, man. You guys might laugh or you just brush it off. But Fabian and Aaron Chiki doing the Science 7-0 and doing this in front of his bros is like I don't think I think that's kind of messed up, man. I know that that's a way to cope, but for some of those players, it ain't funny. It really is not. They were 0-7. Like this is a professional scene, which requires you to perform at the highest level if you want to stay at the scene. Like
Yep.
it's like you fell down and you broke your leg, and your best bro is just stomping on it. Like I don't like that.
Yeah, it looked a
Do I
bit
read too much
harsh.
into it?
No, I don't know. For me, I think at the end of the day, they're little kids. Obviously, like they're not gonna think about it that way. They're obviously gonna be thinking about it like, oh, it's just fun, right? I mean, like the coaches were laughing too, but I agree. I think it is a bit extreme to be doing that. I think when they did it in the crowd, it's more okay, but back rooms are still doing it as well in front of the coaches, just like. Yeah, that's not gonna help with the confidence. I agree in a way with Cheffihn, right? Like maybe I won't go that deep. It's not gonna be like hard, but yes, it'll be a big hit to the confidence of the players and the coaches, because even though they're smiling, they're hurt, dude. It's like again like what Cheffihn mentioned. He's smiling on broadcast, but when we were bullying him for GEEK FAM going 0 whatever, he was hurting, man. It's and it's like Gonie, he's smiling all the time, but he's an Arsenal fan, so he's depressed. I'm joking. There's just a little banner here and there, but I think I want to go a bit deeper with the point you mentioned, Cheffihn, about them losing their identity, because I think the loss of identity has been happening gradually from when they won MPL. After winning MPL ID, I remember in MPL ID, what made them so special was, again, knowing their strengths and knowing how to play with their strengths, right? And that's why a lot of the times, even against ONIC in the regular season, ONIC would be winning, and they would just play it slow. They would trade on the map. They would look for really cool picks around the map with Aaron, with Witty, and then they would wait for, again, those power spikes when their strengths are online, and then they'd fight. They would look for one fight that turns the whole game around. I don't know if you remember that, but it was the Witty pops in Glorious Pathway, and then CW got caught mid. In that season 14.
Oh, I remember.
Exactly. That was when I was like, holy shit, we have a fucking elite team in MPLID, because they were able to dissect ONIC, their playstyle, the way that they move, and punish instantly. Now, yes, they did lose the identity of their strengths, like knowing their strengths, but gradually from winning MPLID, even in M6, we saw these holes, by the way, and it was exploited even more in Snapdragon. It was very visible last season, but they just became another MPL team. See, a lot of MPL teams just play it the meta way, like a bit too meta. Like you said, GEEK FAM won against Dewa, but it was just plain. That was just, all right, we have mid prio, we have a composition that snowballs, we just fight Turtle 1, we win, and then we get it, Like it's one-dimensional. That's all they're looking for. And they don't look for those creative angles anymore. I don't know if it's burnout. It could be a reason, by the way, burnout, because they are also our ISF reps. And it is happening to Falcons PH2. They are 1-6 right now in Philippines, and they are the ISF reps. And they did lose against Cambodia. So, again, the systemized, plays not system, the formulaic plays get to you as a pro player. There's going to be one time in your career when, you know, you get all these highlights and then you're going to fall into the system of MPL, the form of like the formula of MPL. And that's what I've seen from TLID. I called this actually again in Snapdragon or in M6 even, like when they were slumping in the group stage. I was like, this just isn't TLID, dude. Like the champion TLID wasn't making these kind of mistakes. They wouldn't commit on Turtle 2 when they've lost early. They would go for trades. And that's what I see from the current TLID. Again, they've lost the vision of what makes them strong, so it makes them harder to play for, you know, those specific strengths. But I think now it's again the awareness of your composition over the awareness of individual strengths that will get you wins at least. Because for TLID, I don't think, I'm sorry to say, I really don't want to say it, but your dreams of winning season 16 is over, right? Hopefully that is wrong. Hopefully this gets clipped and I become a joke because I want TLID to do well, but I think it's over, dude. Cut it. It's just how you make it to playoffs now. So stop thinking about how you want to utilize those cheese picks, those strong picks in scrims that you've been doing. I'm looking at you, St. Lucas and Facehugger, because some of these drafts have been fucking horrible. Horrible. I'm talking game 1 against Alter Ego. Horrible, I think it was, right? This is no joke, guys. I commented with KB and A.K.A about the draft right as I saw it in a group with the TLID Asia head of esports. Like, I was like, what the fuck are these drafts? These drafts are actually dog shit. And then game 2, when they actually had a winning draft, it was up against ONIC. It was up against ONIC. Oh, wait. Was it ONIC? ONIC was pretty bad too. I'm trying to find which one it was. But yeah, either way.
Right?
The one with Kalea and no pairing too. It was, yeah, the Goodivir, yes, but then the one with no pairing. But anyways, they've had really good drafts. They haven't executed. When they have bad drafts, obviously they're just weird. So it's a mix. You can't really just blame St. Lucas, by the way. I didn't say that to just blame St. Lucas, but St. Lucas needs to stop, I think, giving them really gimmick picks because, again, they need to win. They need to just get the better picks right now to get a win. And then starting from there, when they get momentum, then you can go weird picks. But as of 0-7, stop it, you know? Those picks worked back in the day because you had a confident lineup. You had Aaron, Shiki, Fabian, Yeheski, everybody coming into MDL, getting wins back to back to back, and feeling like they're the shit. You see in Aaron interviews, you know? Like, he was like, dude, I'm the best right now. That's why you can pull off the Ruby Ling Angelas. That's why you could pull off all those crazy picks in the past. You're 0-7. You're not the same. So change. Don't use the same formula.
Exactly.
Yeah, so maybe the Kabuki change, maybe all that, but I think mainly it has to come with the team now understanding, oh fuck, we're not the same team. We need to do some things different, gain that confidence back, and then they could use the same system. Let's move on to the next topic, though. I think we've stayed on this for a bit too long for a 0-7 team. You know, they don't deserve. I'm joking. Next one is going to be RRQ. They have two different lineups, right? I have Rez, Dyron, and Tsutsuji and Zunesh. So which lineup do you think is better for them? And do you think that is the struggle of RRQ currently? Like still balancing the lineups? Because to this day, I don't know which lineup is the best. You know, it could be the Rez Tsutsuji one that we saw against BTR. It could also be maybe a lineup that we haven't seen. Dyron Tsutsuji. Who wants to go first here? RRQ.
Wow. This is interesting because I feel like the jungler, I know for sure who fits and suits a better role. But the EXP, is it maybe it's because of nostalgia, or is it because, Rez is new, so I still, lean towards the system
Dyron
that suited them well, i.e. Dyron. But yeah, for me, I think the jungler, for me, it's quite obvious. I think Zunesh isn't really there yet, MPL level. Maybe potentially his sophomore year or sophomore season, but as a rookie, I don't think he is able to, be that fit, that missing puzzle. I still prefer Sutsujin.
Yep.
And now, especially after that loss, do we like Dyron more? I'm still, I personally feel like it's still 70-30. I think it's Dyron Rez. I think I still prefer Dyron. So it's going to be Dyron and Sutsu for me. After really giving a thought, I think it's Dyron Sutsu. Still, so far, at least.
Okay. What about you, Cheffihn?
I think same with Gonie. First of all, Sutsujin is a clear #1 in jungler
Yeah.
for RRQ. I don't think it's even a contest.
Yeah.
Unless Zunesh perform out of his mind in scrims, maybe, then they can give him some bit of a playing time too. That could happen, but it's unlikely. But for EXP later, I think I have a, I'm not saying it's a fully different opinion, but Rest is getting better and better ever since the season starts.
Yes.
The Uranus is amazing. The Esmeralda is amazing. I think every time he played those heroes, RRQ is just a whole different team when Rest is playing his A game with his comfort picks. But is he comfortable being the spearhead of a team? Is he comfortable being the setter that Dyron was? That's the biggest question for me. So I'm leaning towards more of a, experiment a bit in scrims, Let's see if Dyron is still the Dyron that we used to seeing in season 14 or season 15. And let's see if Res can actually step up to the occasion and be that guy for RRQ, because for the longest time it's Edok and also Dyron. Can it be Edok and Res? I'm not sure. But maybe that in itself would be a strategy that RQ is comfortable with at this point, because it can be just Edok and Darren most of the time. You need those damage dealers to be the focal point of the team. It's not just about the set; it's also about the mechanics of the this DPS for them to be able to perform. So maybe right now RQ can have two different play styles going on, and if playoffs coming, I'm not opposed for them to have two different options.
Yeah. For me, I think I have a very different opinion to you guys, because I'm not going to be looking at XP. I'm not going to be looking at jungle right now. Okay, the jungle, fuck it. With jungle, I think we all agree. So it's legit. XP, I don't care.
Mid?
I'm talking about everybody else. That's not Edok. Edok can do no wrong. That's my boy right there. But Toy is on the verge of great. But we need some of these players, again, like Cheffihn mentioned, you can't really just rely on Dyron Edok. And that's why I think, okay, they're looking for a change, just like they did for Skylar, putting Toy in to look for more ways to win, right? No more Skylar, more ways to win instead of just purely Skylar. That's what happened last season. They did pretty well with it. But this season, they've removed Dyron in, again, a way of trying to find out who can step up again. And to do that, everybody needs to be great. You have some great players like Edok, and then everybody's like on the verge of good and great. They're just still there, They're not great just yet. I think the closest one to being great is Toy right now, out of everybody on the team that's not Edok. Mid lane though, last season he was good. This season, man, I gotta say, I've always supported Rinz like in DMs, because I feel like he's getting a lot of like really unnecessary hate. Back in the day. I don't think it's that deep, guys. I don't know why people are looking at him as like the second coming of Mr. the Austrian painter, but it looks like it right now. Everybody's really just hating on the guy. And I think that has impacted him. So again, I've always sent like messages, like a personal message to Rinz in every podcast or mirror recap. I was like, yo, Rinz, play your game, man. Now I gotta say this. Rinz, please turn off your fucking Instagram, dude. Like, just don't give a fuck, dude. Try your best to just stay out of it, dude. Because he might say it doesn't matter. He might say it doesn't get to him. But clearly, after going 0-7 on Lunox, there is no way it does not hit him. Just from that performance alone, I know it hit him, This is where the problem lies for RRQ. They got an amazing, not even great, amazing coaching staff. NMM, Kescute. That is the best Indonesia can get right now, right? Like Indonesian coaches. I would even say, I'm sorry, Gonie, better than Adi and CW. It's just not better than Yeb, okay? Yeb is the standard in Indo. Everyone else, I think Kescute and NMM better. Maybe Bamin and Pang, obviously the by goats. But they're like in a different league, so I'm sorry. But no, back to the point. Then they have everybody else who are good, verge of great, and it could be a really good team. But they need to stay focused. Lock in, brothers. Stop focusing on the wrong things. I think Rinz is still falling into, the mindset of, I need to be better than Sans. Remember the RWM opening up? That's not even better than Sans. He just wants to really prove to the world that, like, fuck you, doubters, You understand? He's trying to prove to everybody that he's like, look at me. I don't deserve the hate. I agree, Rinz. You don't deserve the hate, but you are making it easy for the haters right now. Don't make it easy for them, dude. Okay? Trust in your coaching staff. Trust in the casters. We aren't hating on you, especially Arashi. He loves you, man. But yeah, that is the biggest problem right now for RRQ. And again, it's not his performance, it's the mental. Because I know he can be a good player, dude. I do. Seriously. He's good. I remember him in Boss School. I remember him first season in MPL. And I remember him last season even. He was always on the verge of like, great. But now he's dipping because of the comments, because of the hate that he's getting, the attention. You guys have anything else to add?
Maybe I just want to say that for a lot of people out there, you guys are taking his statement of,
yes,
it's not that Stance is good, which
it's not that ONIC are good,
like,
yeah,
like it's not that deep. It's competition. You want to be better as a player yourself.
Exactly.
So that in itself, that kind of perspective from Rinz is actually good. Because he's looking at himself that he needs to improve. Like, why are you guys not getting this? Like, this should not be a hateable comment. Like, this is normal. I don't get it. Why people are just, oh my god, so Sans is not good. Of course he's good. That's not what he's trying to say. If you ask Rinz to the face if Sans is good or not, he's gonna say yes.
Are you sure though?
Come on now.
Are you sure though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
I hope that's true. But I agree. I agree with the fact that like that was overblown. I think you guys can hate, obviously. I mean, like it's your life, you freedom of speech, you do you. But this is the thing about Indonesia, okay? Our internet people are fucking dumb as shit, dude. Holy fucking shit. Just earlier last week, our caster friend Lim Kochol got hate for saying RRQ might be able to come back. I don't know what it is with the Indonesian netizens, but they're
shit ever.
Thank goodness.
It's funny.
Thank my Lord and Savior, brother, that we are not on the Indo broadcast, because holy fucking shit, they would tear us a new asshole, bro. It's crazy. You guys are fucking snowflakes, man. You guys are pussy little bitches. That's what you guys are, right?
Yeah,
I'm calling you out, man. And for everybody else, like the Indonesians who are actually like good, understands, criticism, understands what he's saying, and understands that, oh, maybe not everything should offend me. I love you, man. Indo pride for those guys. The rest of you guys are fucking pussy ass bitches, man. Grow up, man. All right, let's move on to the next point, which is going to be, we are entering half season. We know who are clearly top 4, who are clearly going to M7. I might say, top 2. We know who's number 1, so we don't even need to talk about number 1. Who's number 2? We kind of have a grasp, like the top teams who could actually contend for being M7. Yeah, Cheffihn, not you. I'm sorry, but
ouch.
But not you for now. All right, it could be the GEEK FAM pattern. Do we stand a chance against Philippines as of right now, mid-season?
Wow, I don't think so, man.
I'm thinking about you too, guys. ONIC.
Yeah, I don't think so. Right now against Philippines, do we have a chance? Yes, but not like a big one.
Okay.
It's not really convincing for me. Maybe it's just past trauma, I believe. Okay.
M5.
I feel okay, ONIC, I think Indo, but then we always fell short.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just
always
me
second.
just capping. But yeah, I don't think right now it's enough to beat the Filipinos.
Okay.
Plain and short.
So not
I
yet.
think they are playing a sharper game, macro-wise. Maybe after the big update, it might shift things, but as of the current patch,
yeah,
I don't think so.
Just from mid-season performance. Cheffihn, what do you think? Do you agree?
Okay, let me preface this with I haven't been watching PH games, so I didn't really know like what level are they playing. I'm gonna assume it's still the same and might be even better because Falcons and Brent, what the fuck happened? 1-6. They're really good, The fact that they're down right now, first of all, it might be because they're underperforming, but it's just PH, man. The competition is a whole another level there. I'm gonna say from bottom to top, 9th to 3rd, fuck no, they don't stand a chance. Second, might be just a small chance, a smidge,
My goats.
ONIC though, I'm giving them a decent to bad chance. There you go.
Okay.
If you were to ask me, because obviously there's a reason why ONIC decent to bad. I said decent to bad, right? So it's not that good either.
Yeah.
Because they're, I guess, like 2 steps ahead of every team in Indonesia currently, even against BIGETRONN. Like I'll take them in a best of 10. Maybe they're winning 10-3. Like that's how good they are right now.
7-3.
7-3.
7-3 then.
10-3. Best of 20. Best of 20. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
10-3. All
That's
right.
Crazy.
Are you gonna add anything, Cheffihn, earlier or no? You done?
Again, maybe like what Gonie said earlier, the only savior that we have right now is the patch.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of teams
I
in
agree.
Indonesia is not really adjusting to the patch well historically. I'm looking at you, Alter Ego, but who knows? Maybe we can cook up something better than the Filipinos, which is I'm sorry to say this, historically is also unlikely.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think, Mirko?
I think the only team that has a chance right now is my GOAT's best team. No, I'm joking. Obviously, the Cope is still in me. They're the best team in the world. But yeah, I think I agree with what Cheffihn said. 9-3. Okay, 9-4. No chance. RRQ as it stands, no chance. As it stands. And BTR, slight chance. ONIC are the only team that I have hopes for in the international scene. And it's kind of like it's an SRG situation. From the performances that we've seen in MPL, I feel like, yeah, they're not really all that. Like in MPLID, yes, they have been a few steps ahead, but I think they're looking at MPLID and they're thinking, man, this is such an easy, this is just a walk in the park. We know this is a tutorial before M7. I think that's what they're thinking right now, and that's why they're still shuffling roster. That's why they picked up whatever they did against TLID in game 2. At this point, they're looking at MPLID as a fun ride. It's kind of like an SRG situation in Malaysia, where in Malaysia, again for SRG, they know they're going to win. There's absolutely zero fucking chance any other team wins against SRG if they lock in. Like if SRG pick Nana again, then there's a slight chance. But even then, I think I'll put my money on SRG even with Nana and Argus. They're just that much better against the other Malaysian teams that I will not name. But there are no other Malaysian teams. There's just SRG. And right now it does seem like that's the thing in MPLID too. There are no other Indonesian teams. It's just ONIC. Whoever is second, historically, last season as well, they just did, even though RRQ made it close against ONIC, they didn't do well. They did lose against SRG. So to be fair, finalists. But again, it's different this season. We don't have the same RRQ that we did last season. We didn't have the competition that we did last season. This feels like season 11 all over again. What I want to say about ONIC is they should be better in the international scene compared to last we saw them in MSC. Why? Because of the addition of Skylar. And I will explain it a bit. Severo was very ready in MPL, local. Like he was amazing. His debut season was great. He was so clutch in the games that he played, but he wasn't mature enough. He didn't have that experience. Now that he has MSC, sure, maybe he could be the guy, but Skylar for sure wins in that experience battle. And that's why ONIC got him. This is what ONIC needed, okay? They need someone to be ready. They could bank on the potential, or they could be like, we have a team that's ready to win. We just need one more component that's ready to win and win it all. It's kind of like a Manchester City situation before they had a striker, Then they got Haaland, And after getting Haaland, they went on to win the treble. I think that's the thing that ONIC are doing right now. They're like, this is the final piece of the puzzle. This is what we need for the later stages. And I think it'll work for them. I think at least for M7, I'm positive. I'm optimistic that they'll have a good result. Winning it, I don't know. But I'm pretty optimistic too against like the Filipino teams that they will perform. Because again, this is like an SRG thing. You don't look at it locally because locally there's just no competition. You look at it later. Once they qualify, that's when we finally start to put them in the power rankings, Because I made a mistake again of putting SRG in A tier in MSC, and because of their performance in local, and look where they were, right? Look how they performed. It isn't really about the competition in the league anymore. Especially when you have a super team like SRG and ONIC right now. So before they fail, I'm just going to stay optimistic. I think they have a chance against the Filipino teams. The others, though, no chance at all. Especially because I have actually watched VH games. And my lord. Oh, God. Let's move on to the next topic. Team of the season for half season, guys. So half season mark, we're already here. Team of the season. Ooh. Who do you think is team of the season as of right now? From coaching staff all the way to Yeah, you have to choose the coaching staff. So not just who head coach, who analyst, just like coaching staff. Okay. Hey, Claudia, what the hell? Okay.
Let me think.
So
let me give it a few seconds here.
All right, we're gonna do it together as we did last time. Okay. So like, head coach. We're gonna start with coaching staff first.
Assistant coach?
No, just coaching staff, like coaching staff in general. Which coaching staff do you take? Yeah, team.
Oh, okay.
Which one, Claudia?
Team of the season. Okay, I have someone in mind.
Okay, you guys. All right, 1, 2, 3. Bigetronn.
Navi. Wow.
Ooh, Navi. That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
I think it's because they went 0-16 last.
They're the most improved coaching staff.
Exactly. You know, even I don't think they changed, right? Just
Jack Lee, new analyst.
Okay, so they add a new
layer.
Navi Nation, add a new layer, and sure they got under you, they got Ukir, but significant change is all I'm saying. I think still, I think that was also my second shout, Bigetronn. But after seeing, they're 3-4 right now. After going 0-16, 3 wins is a lot.
Yeah,
that's 3 times. What they did.
Not even 3 times. They had 0.
Oh,
they couldn't. Yeah.
It's undefined, Gonie.
Okay.
So far.
But why did you go Bigetronn then, Cheffihn?
Well, technically, the coaching team that's eligible for the nomination for Bigetronn is still, they have never lost so far this season.
That's true. You're right. Yeah,
right?
Bam Airpong have never lost. Yeah.
It was with Barbosa.
Week 1 was Barbosa. Our scapegoat. You scapegoat.
And I've always looked at it crossed my mind about Adi and CW. Obviously, they're dominating 7-0, but back then, even when Aldo was still in BTR and they were the 2nd seed in the regular season, I picked Aldo for coaching staff just because of the fact that he had less things to work with. That's what I want to say. Comparing the ceiling of ONIC and Bigetronn, even though I said earlier that Bigetronn is Walmart ONIC. There's a reason it's called Walmart ONIC because they're not the same level of players, at least right now. So that's why I'm picking Bigetronn. Navi also kind of crossed my mind, but I think for me the biggest change was not the coaching staff, is the fact that they have a capable jungler and also capable mid laner.
I agree. It was like they already had this before. If only they trusted in the guy more last season, they would have had this result. I agree with that. But yeah, I think for me, it's a bit more personal because I've seen the vlogs for BTR. So again, for the longest time, BTR have always lacked a leader. They just never had someone that could, give them pep talks. They needed a Yeb, basically. Well, what they were looking for was a Yeb. Someone like a Yeb. Someone like a Keskute even, right? And I think Bam is a pretty good in the middle of both these. Like, he's technical when it comes to draft. Airpong as well. The team works together really well. Airpong and Bam. And Barbosa, obviously. Like, they actually do work together really well. If you look at you guys can watch the vlogs, guys, if you guys really want to see what I'm talking about. The pep talks that he gives, the positive outlook on things. He's really just like, he's a big brother to the team. Not only is he the coach, obviously he is a head coach, but he's the big brother. He really, helps the team with a lot of different things. Growing up as well, mentally strengthening everybody, giving that confidence. Because after losing week 1-0-2, I didn't expect BTR to be able to come back. And it was because they had Airpong and Barbosa together that were they able to come back and now all the way to 2nd place. Not losing a single match with Bam and Airpong, by the way, like Cheffihn said. I completely forgot about that. So yeah, I think BTR finally got, the coach that they've been looking for a long time. And if you guys don't know who Bam is, this guy is good friends with Why Not. He was part of the same team with Omega, head coaching staff of Omega back with Why Not, and then he transitioned over to ONIC Philippines, season 13, I believe it was, with Why Not too. So I think I get a lot of Why Not vibes with Bam. I think it's just something with the ONIC culture, dude. ONIC, gotta give him props. The head coaches who I rate are all from there, dude. Yeb, Why Not, Bam, They have something going on with their scouting because they choose the right person, dude. It's kind of strange how good they are at choosing these kind of coaches. But yeah, I'm glad we got BAM now that I see all this. Now let's move on to XP. I think there's going to be less explanation for XP because we all know.
The whole team.
Okay.
Wait.
Not just XP.
Why am I blanking?
Yeah.
Hang on, EXP?
XP. I got mine in my mind. Sir Gons, do you have yours? Cheffihn, do you have yours?
Wait, let me think.
I think almost all the roles are very obvious.
I think so, actually. You know what? I agree. Okay. Gonie, you got XP?
Done.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Shogun.
Lutfi.
Oh, okay.
That's a crazy ONIC fan right there.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go Shogun. I think he's been more impressive so far. I think he's been the guy to actually lift BTR. It's always crazy for me because BTR are Emani Sports, right? For the longest time. So now they have someone who can like take that position and take the highlight away from him with Moreno also, with Niall. Looks good. But okay, since you have a different opinion, why Lutfi? Why do you think Lutfi over Shogun?
Y'all are fucking crazy. What the fuck? Of course it's Lutfi. Have you not seen his Arlets? You know,
I'm not sure if he's rage baiting or not.
Yeah.
You know, hang on, Cheffihn. Hang on. Haven't you seen like his you know, he likes to be a good EXP, you know, he likes to engage this season. He likes to tank as well when he's able to. You know what? You know, I can die as long as my friends are able to get something else, you know. That's a good EXP.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Hey, he's a good setter, is what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
I think he's good. I gotta say, I think Lutfi is good, but Shogun has been the
What do you
reason BTR have been getting wins in a lot of their matches. So again, for ONIC, it's a bit different because Lutfi never really shines when you have Sansky, Boy, and Kai, you know, and Skyler. Fuck, jeez. Again, those guys always take the highlight. You see one time where he was able to make a crazy play. Remember the Arlet one? That's it though.
Which one? Which one
The
are you talking
Arlet
about?
slash on Fanny, remember?
Fanny.
Yeah, when he caught Fanny.
That one. And
Yeah,
technically, Key Boy with the tectonic charge against Navi, who followed up that combination? It was Lutfi, brother. Who displaced the two members. So again, he's
funny,
just so
Let me know,
underrated.
guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys
He's
agree
just
with
so
Gonie? Do you think it's Lutfi?
underrated.
Or do you think it's Shogun? Or do you have a different answer? Maybe you think Aran or Kin, you know? But all right, okay.
Hey, whoa.
Okay, so, okay. I like the fact that we have different opinions, though. Jungle. All right, Jungle.
Hang on.
1, 2, 3. Kai. Okay, mid lane. 1, 2, 3. Suns. Okay. Who do we have? Rome.
Bro.
Fuck. Wait, gotta think about this. Okay, now. 1, 2. Wait, you guys got it?
None.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Key Boy.
Key Boy.
Gold. 1, 2, 3. Eman.
What? Okay. No, that's just,
9 out of 10 rage bait. 9 out of 10 rage bait. Okay.
not even 2 out of 10.
I don't think we need to. I like that we have XP where we get to share thoughts, and then everything else. Yeah, we know who's there. I don't know if you guys agree with us. Maybe you have different opinions. Again, let us know in the comment section down below. But that is about it for our team of the season, for our mid-season recap. Because we spoke about how we can actually, maybe beat the Filipino teams too, or how much of a chance we have. Do you guys have anything else to add, just from the season, or maybe a message to the people back at home? Let's start with Cheffihn. Maybe it's your team.
Just want to share. Nah. It's not looking good, especially next week, man. Because if they lose 2 matches in a row, I guess Navi and ONIC, I think at that point it might not be salvageable. But let's see though.
Who are you going up against?
Navi and ONIC.
Oh fuck. GG. All right. I'm sorry, Cheffihn.
So I just want to share a life hack that I found when I'm scouring through internet in Mobile Legends scene. Or maybe the comment section. Like if it's all caps, don't bother, looking at it. It's usually just dumbasses with like high low level IQ. IQ lower than how many times I've touched a woman in my life.
Which is
probably less than 10.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, surprising.
Well, there is his mother, right? Like obviously they've right.
That doesn't count.
Okay. So outside. Damn, that is more than a damn. All right, so everybody except the Okay. W Cheffihn. Hey Cheffihn, how many women have you? No, I'm joking. Gonie, what do you? Gonie, What's next? What do you think? Any message to the people, maybe to ONIC or?
I think just keep the environment positive. Learn the new patch properly. The patch is big, guys.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we're gonna learn after this.
Spread the word that ONIC will be the champions of MPL. You hear it first, quote unquote.
Yeah.
What a prediction! Oh my god.
That's a room temperature take. Room temperature take. For me, guys, watch out for the best team. Co-Ed has specifically asked this from me. Worst team in the world. They're never gonna win anything, and not M7, not MPL. So watch out for them, bro. Never gonna win. Let's go, baby. Yeah, thank you guys so much. If you guys want to check out Gonie or Cheffihn, their socials will be in the description down below. So go ahead and check them out. I believe Cheffihn has started streaming now, so I'll put his YouTube down below too. So go ahead, check it out, boys. Peace out. Goodbye.